The popularity of MMA sports has been soaring at great heights. With all eyes on them and especially the lineups for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, everyone wants to know all about the greatest fighters. Why was Glover Teixeira shocked as he returned home from a fight? Which UFC fighters are the best hometown heroes? Stay tuned to find out all about them. First up, Glover Teixeira. Did you know one of the biggest names in MMA history received his green card in 2021? Yes, Glover Teixeira just got his American citizenship. Where did he migrate from? We'll tell you. The fighter left his home, Sobrelia, in Brazil and moved to the United States in 1999. In the start, he spent his days working as a landscaper in Danbury, Connecticut. Did this have an impact on his love for MMA sports? Yes. Several visa issues kept Glover from participating in many UFC events. Gaining citizenship and representing Brazil and America was a dream come true for the wrestler. He celebrated his first proud moment in 2021 by announcing his green card on Instagram. What was his second proudest moment? When Glover traveled back to Danbury after winning an intense match with Jan Blachowicz, he was shocked at the reaction of his hometown. The whole city of Danbury couldn't be happier for the UFC hero's return. The streets are full of people singing, dancing, and celebrating. Teixeira never expected to make such a grand entrance into his hometown. We're sure it must have brought him to tears. Not only in Danbury, but all his fans all around the world were celebrating the happiness of a parade on social media. A famous reporter named Ariel Helwani tweeted that the UFC fighter received a warm welcome from the people of his hometown, a nice deed on their part since the man wasn't allowed entry into the country due to citizenship issues. The parade led to a great traditional ceremony where the people gave Glover a key to the city. The key symbolizes trust, honor, and pride. Another valuable purpose of the key is that it gives the owner freedom to go in and out of the city whenever he pleases. We love that for the wrestler. What did Danbury's hero accomplish? After a splendid win in the UFC 267 fight, he was awarded the light heavyweight championship, cementing his place as one of the greatest fighters of all time. The prestigious fighter carried his UFC gold proudly and gave a heartwarming speech to the people who celebrated his win and returned wholeheartedly. We're so happy for him. Let's see which other fighters are making their hometowns proud. Next on the list, Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is one of the strongest UFC fighters the world has seen. The esteemed wrestler belongs to a country in Central Africa named Cameroon. The nation's proud to have him represent them, the same as he feels he to belong to it. How did the man make a name for himself? Well, let's get started with a little introduction to his roots. Back when Francis lived in Cameroon, he started working at the sand quarry at a young age. Upon reaching his 20s, he went through hell and back to move to France. The fighter had to cross the Sahara Desert and live in Morocco for a year before moving to Spain. Wow, he's been to a lot of places. After being detained in Spain temporarily, he finally reached his dream destination. How did he manage it there? The UFC fighter in his early days in France was homeless. He had difficult days till he found a gym to sleep in and started training there. The talented fighter made his debut in 2013 and rose to fame when he was signed by the Ultimate Fighting Championship. In March 2021, everyone was jumping with excitement back in Cameroon, waiting for Francis to knock his opponent out. The immensely talented heavyweight champion dominated the cage by knocking Stipe into oblivion. The streets of Cameroon erupted with cheers of joy and happy tears. How does Ngannou feel about all this? His circumstances may have changed, but his heart remains humble. The widely admired fighter dedicated his championship belt to his country and announced it as a symbol of dedication and perseverance. Francis wishes to have hung in a public place so it can be a beacon of hope for the younger generation in Cameroon. He wants them to feel like all their dreams can come true. We think that's sweet of him. Now we have Derrick Lewis. The American fighter is called the Black Beast by those who love him. So far, he has a mighty record of 16-5 in the UFC. So what's his fighting style like? The fighter uses his strength and great striking power to gain the upper hand in most fights. Did you know he won 20 out of 25 fights by knocking out his opponents unconscious? That's so crazy. Lewis has also held the grand title of being a legacy GC heavyweight world champion. The fighter originates from Houston and is known as one of the most prestigious athletes from there. How do the people of Houston show Derrick Lewis their love and support? After sweeping the win in UFC 265, the residents of Houston gifted Lewis a second mural. The painting was made by an artist named Cardona. Where can people visit it? It can be seen several blocks away from the Toyota Center on 2102 Leland Street. Why did they paint him in the first mural? This was because the lovely crowd of Houston wanted to celebrate Derrick's win at UFC 247 back in February 2020. We love the positive energy radiating from his hometown. It's no secret that deeds like this motivate fighters to do their best in the cage. They know they have a reputation to uphold and people to show love to. Next is Brandon Moreno. We hope you're still watching because we're ready to tell you all about the next MMA legend. Brandon debuted in the MMA sports industry in 2011. The Mexican fighter comes from the city of Tijuana. Thanks to his great talent, it didn't take long before he became a WFF flyweight champion. champion. Later, he joined the team Benavides on season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter. Alright, that's enough for the introduction now. Let's talk about Brandon's amazing achievements that led the people of Mexico to paint him one of the most beautiful murals ever. What was Moreno's most iconic fight? It was when he defeated the fighter named Davison Figueiredo. Both of these legends against each other were a defining moment for the Mexican MMA community and the sport overall too. This win made sure Brandon was crowned the 4th UFC flyweight champion after UFC 236 ended. Due to some aspects of the fight, a rematch was scheduled. The stressful atmosphere got the best of Brandon's nerves. Did he manage to crush it in the rematch too? Thankfully, yes. This accomplishment made him the first fighter to knock out Davison in the UFC. Wow, that's a pretty memorable win. How did he react to the glorious win? As soon as the rematch results were announced, Moreno burst into tears. This is the exact moment in Brandon's career that the street mural chose to paint for him forever. Having a great love for his hometown, the wrestler showed his thankfulness by giving an emotional speech. We hope the people of Mexico can feel the love. Next up is Holly Holm. Saving the best for last, we present to you the one and only Holly Holm. She's joined the MMA sports industry fairly recently and has already earned the title of being a bantamweight champion of the world. Whoa, she deserves to be celebrated big time. What else does the gorgeous woman bring to the mixed martial arts platform? Sit tight, because we'll tell you how she's spectacular at dislocating jaws. The Queen of Knockouts debuted by making the crowds go wild when she took out Ronda Rousey in a match. Ronda, an already established American fighter with more than 20,000 fans lined up at Holm's hometown, was defeated. We're so amused by this accomplishment. What did the residents of Albuquerque do for Holly? Upon her arrival, there was a huge crowd gathered, happy and cheering for Holm at the Civic Plaza. This left the blonde champion speechless as she paced the stage wondering what to say. She started by telling those who showed up for her that she loves and is eternally grateful for their endless support. Holm gave the credits of her win to her fans and sheepishly admitted that she forgot the draft of her speech at home. One thing was very clear from her mindset: she was ready to take over the UFC platform and rise higher. Was she able to fulfill her goal of taking over the MMA world? We would say she made her mark in the second fight with Rousey. The wrestler didn't hesitate to throw a powerful kick to the opponent's jaw. The act knocked her out and flung open the doors to an ambulance. While it's unfortunate for Rousey to go through this excruciating pain, it gives Holm's future rivals a look into what she's like in the cage. We think anyone who is going to compete against her needs to be mentally prepared to brace themselves for her fast punch kick style reflexes. This makes it clear that Holly is here to not only stand out and take over, but to also show the MMA world a new side to fighting by adopting the highly unpopular punch kick style. That's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Did you like the way Glover was welcomed home? Would you rather have a street mural or a key to the city if you were a UFC fighter? Let us know what you'd prefer in the comments below.